5 Mounjaro lies after taking Mounjaro and Zepbound for the last 15 months. Hi friends, I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I've lost a whopping 83 pounds with taking Mounjaro the last 15 months. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Freddie. We're gonna dive into 5 lies that I continuously see and that I personally would like to clear up on the internet after having been on this medication for quite some time and now having a group of thousands and thousands of count and countesses in a free encouragement group, which I'll link in the description link below as an encouragement. It's totally free, my gift to the Countess of Shopping community as well. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first one is, I erroneously thought when I started my Mounjaro journey and now Zepbound journey, Mounjaro and Zepbound, because of the Mounjaro shortage, it's made things a little wonky. But I continuously thought I need to titrate up quickly. I'm currently on Zepbound 15 milligrams, Mounjaro 15 milligrams. They are the same things with different FDA approvals on them, that I need to go quickly. And that was a huge mistake. I deeply, deeply regret that. I wish I had not done that at all. We'll get Mr. Freddie still here in the picture because I know you guys love, he's a great emotional support dog as we talk about GLP-1 medications. So rotating, before I titrated it up, and Eli Lilly tells us in our literature the 3 places where we should do our Mounjaro injection: on our, near our belly button, our thighs, and the back of our arm. I only did my stomach for a month. I really believe, and I've done a ton of videos on this as to why rotating, and I have my own data to back it. Now you need to track your own data. This is not medical advice. This is simply my experience, strength, and hope. So always talk to your own healthcare provider. But my personal opinion on this is, if I had been rotating these better, I would have saved myself from being now at the highest dose, or at least prolonged in the long term. I don't know if this matters. I've been weighing this. One of our awesome viewers is like, what would 4 or 5 months have done for you if I was right now on Mounjaro 12.5 milligrams, Zepbound 12.5 milligrams? So they're right, but in the short term, 4 or 5 months, I really feel like I wouldn't have titrated up as quickly. Maybe it's a half of a year. Maybe it's a little bit longer than that. I don't know. So what I want to encourage you, the lie that I see is titrate up, titrate up, titrate up. And there's a lot of people that I've seen who've had tremendous success staying on Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams and Zepbound 2.5 milligrams. I would encourage, before rotating up, for me, I'll use my I statements, I wish I had rotated better. And the part 2 of that is, I wish I had varied my injection time before rotating, before titrating up. I have a free tracker on countessofshopping.com. I'll also link it in the description link below to help you track your side effects with that too. But just in general, good tracking is important. Take your data. Don't take my data, take your own data, because you're gonna start recognizing pattern recognition and different things that happen for you. For me, I noticed, gosh, my stomach really doesn't do very much for me, but the back of my arm sure does. I will have way more side effects, but way more weight loss with the back of my arm with that injection. Lie number 2, my Mounjaro lie number 2, is that I erroneously thought appetite suppression, thinking that, so this is another thing, is if you're on Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams or Zepbound 2.5 milligrams, I thought, oh my gosh, and I've seen this so much, people are like, I have no appetite suppression. And you may be, so the flip of that coin may be, you may be one of the people in the clinical trials that Eli Lilly tells us, the manufacturer of Mounjaro and Zepbound, who simply just take higher doses. So the flip to that, this is why you need to talk to your own healthcare provider. And I've got a great one if you need one. It's Join Fridays. The link is in the code. That's my personal telehealth provider. I love them. More on that later. But and make sure you stay till the end. I've got some a secret to share with you guys too. But having about that appetite suppression, you may not have appetite suppression at all. You may have no side effects at all. And so this is one of those things, again, you got to go into it of, you're your own temple, you're your own body, and that your results may be different. You need to have the information, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of varying results because everybody's body is different, which is why you need to be in communication with your healthcare provider to help you make educated choices, decisions, and ultimately, what's the truth for you, right? Because we're talking about Mounjaro lies today and Zepbound weight loss lies today too. And within that, there's very well a truth for you of, I don't have appetite suppression on Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams. I don't have side effects on Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams. That very well could be you. So that's lie number 2. So just because I said slow and steady wins the race, also comma, You may be one of those people who you are being slow and steady. You're the turtle among turtles, and you may very well need to titrate up to be able to feel the different dosage things. And that's where a qualified healthcare provider is really going to help you with that. Number 3. Side effects. Now, I had the privilege of being on the Oprah show. I was invited by Harpo Productions. That's me talking to Oprah. And then here's me sitting next to, right behind the CEO of Weight Watchers on that Oprah show, the Oprah Weight. It was the shame, blame, and weight loss revolution that happened here a couple weeks back. Well, it released last week. But talking about side effects. Did you know that this is who's my source? I always want to cite my sources here at Countess of Shopping because we are a factually accurate, and I do want to be scientifically accurate source. I will tell you when it's my experience, strength, and hope, but if I'm citing data, I want to give you that source. And call me out if I don't, and anyone else on the internet for that matter too, because we want to keep things factually and scientifically accurate. On the Oprah show, one of the incredible doctors there were 2 amazing doctors. One of the incredible doctors, Dr. Velasquez, was talking about less than 1% of people have serious side effects from GLP-1 medications. Less than 1%. The media makes great clickbait by putting you in fear of thinking you're going to get these horrific cancers, thinking you're going to get blowout diarrhea where you poop your pants in public. I don't know. But it's less than 1%. Yes, is there a thyroid cancer that is a family genetic cancer that you need to make sure that if you have that in your family, you should probably not be taking the GLP-1 medication, talking to your own healthcare doctor, because I am not one, but it's less than 1%. Pancreatitis, appendicitis, absolutely, they're very serious side effects of Mounjaro and Zepbound, but it's less than 1% per Dr. Velasquez on that Oprah show. Also with this number 3 in my Mounjaro lies is talking about side effects. 17% of people stopped taking, it was in a study, a GLP-1 medication. My question is why? It was because of side effects. It was side effects related is why. My question then, I have lots of follow-up questions on that is, how fast were they titrating? If you noticed, if you saw that Oprah show that I'm referring to, there was a guest on the show who was interviewed, and she stopped taking her WEGOVY because she was throwing up blood. But her doctor or healthcare provider kept titrating her dose up higher. Why would you titrate a dose up higher if someone's throwing up blood? Does that make any sense to you? No, it doesn't to me. Why would you not just baseline? Like, to me, that's like common sense of having that communal conversation in conjunction with your healthcare provider of, gosh, my side effects are really bad. There's 3 the 3 most common side effects for Mounjaro and Zepbound are gastrointestinal, and they're nausea, diarrhea, and constipation. Totally normal. If you have those, you're normal, totally normal in there. The media will make it seem like it's blowout diarrhea season. It's not, friends. Like it's those. It could be though for you, going back to what is your truth within this. You may be one of those people who does have that, which is why I talk about in other videos, which is why you want to click like and subscribe to go see my over 200 free playlist of Mounjaro and Zepbound videos. Use my experience, strength, and hope to your benefit. You can take the lessons without getting the scars that I have of doing all of these things. But with those side effects, less than 17% of people stopped taking GLP-1 medications because of the side effects. My question to that is, how fast were they titrating up? How long were they on that dose for? Were they with the healthcare provider that they could have a conversation with to discuss all of these things? For me, the woman on the Oprah show who was throwing up blood from taking WEGOVY, she had titrated up. Why would one titrate up? If you're getting vomit, like why would you not drop down or stay? Or there's a lot of questions onto that. So I want to encourage you with side effects. Be aware, there's the most common ones. Know the most serious ones: appendicitis, pancreatitis, that thyroid cancer that's a family thyroid cancer. Those ones are scary. If you are less than 1% of people who are having those, that is scary, and I want to validate that is scary. And so I know somebody, actually a lot of people, not a lot of people, let me keep my words in check here again. There are people in the Countess of Shopping free encouragement group. There's almost 10,000 of us in that amazing, incredible, high quality free group. And there are people who have had pancreatitis, appendicitis, and those things. So knowing what that feels like, those sharp pains, having sharp pains, you need to talk immediately to your healthcare provider. That is not a normal side effect. Diarrhea, constipation, nausea. If you have constipation for like days and days and days and days and days and days, you need to be in communication with your healthcare provider. Of course, I have a list of things to help you to get started that I would recommend having on hand. And just because you have one side effect on one dose, my experience has been, doesn't mean I'm not going to have it in another dose. I had never had nausea as one of my Mounjaro side effects and Zepbound side effects until I got to 15 milligrams. And now I get not very nauseous, but there's a noticeable nausea that I have. In fact, I'm having it right now. I kind of want to lay down like Mr. Freddy and take a little nap. So that's lies number 3. Number 4 lie. We also talked about this on the Oprah show, and I was grilling Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, and it was edited out. I was edited out. If you saw the Hulu after show, you will see the doctors talking about it. The pharmacies majorly got cut. They were chattering a lot and majorly got cut in that Oprah episode. And what my questions were, we are in a depth of a really severe shortage for, sorry, my eyelash is bugging me, WEGOVY and for Mounjaro and soon to be Zepbound, and of course Ozempic. Zepbound isn't on the FDA shortage list yet, but that we're seeing shortages. It's just the bureaucratic red tape is taking a while for it to be there. It's there, in my opinion. I'll use my I statements. This is my opinion. This is not on the FDA books yet, but I predict it will be. My pharmacy today said that they were already seeing Zepbound ordering challenges. So take or leave that information, but just be prepared and gird your loins, honey, if you're on Zepbound with that too. So I question the pharmaceutical companies, why then are compounds not a viable solution then? Because you can legally have compounds when a drug is on the FDA shortage list, which WEGOVY has been on, Ozempic, Mounjaro, and soon to be Zepbound. And their concern and their counter to that is you don't know what you're getting with those, which is true. I recommend Join Fridays. It's the telehealth company I use. They prescribe both name brands, meaning Mounjaro, WEGOVY, Zepbound, Ozempic. They do GLP-1 medications. Like that's their jam. They are the experts and that's their focus. They also prescribe compounds and have reputable third-party compound pharmacies that they work with. To me, that is the safest bet. What I am seeing right now on the internet, particularly on Facebook, there are a ton of Countess of shoppings on Facebook. It makes me insane. Facebook allows these scammers, and more than likely they are from foreign soil because they can't get in trouble, to copy me. It looks like me. Even Mr. Freddy's identity has been copied in multiple ones, and I've talked about this a great deal. I have a trademark. The one that is accurate is linked in my description link below for Facebook. My Facebook group, like that's different, but the Facebook page for me and with many people is these fraudulent compounds, which would be confusing as a consumer. The one I recommend, the one I will go to when I can't get my Zepbound or Mounjaro will be Join Fridays because they prescribe both name brands and also compounds. And the compound pharmacies they work with are third-party independent pharmacies. There's major compound pharmacies nationwide, and they work with those, like they're reputable ones. And so I think the lie is that the compounds are so bad. And if you watch my previous videos, if you go back, I mean, I've been doing this for 15 months now, talking on YouTube about this. If you go back to my beginning videos, I wasn't very nice about compounds. My tune has changed as we go deeper and deeper and deeper in this Mounjaro shortage. And the information that I have at this time, this will of course change as with all of my GLP-1 videos. Things change. My opinions that I did back last summer are different than they are now for a lot of subjects with GLP-1 medications. It's fascinating to me, but I digress. Eli Lilly has told us that their shortages should end around by August 31st because they will have that second factory in North Carolina will be taking over some of the grunt work for Mounjaro. So we should be seeing an alleviation of that with the supply chain in fall of 2024 for Mounjaro. Woo! But getting to that point, it's near the end of March as I'm filming this, getting to that point near the end of August, that is 5 months from now. So getting through the next 5 months with the shortage, the compounds may be an option for you. I highly recommend. For me, you talk with your own healthcare provider or with your own, you do you. This is not medical advice, but for me, simply my opinion, that's who I love and recommend. Number 5, Mounjaro lies, is shortcuts. People saying Mounjaro or Zepbound or WEGOVY or Ozempic or any of the GLP-1 medications or shortcuts. And that's simply not true. In fact, I think most people who are on these medications have tried pretty much everything. I know I have. I'll use my I statements. I was on Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Atkins, you name a bunch of them. And I could never keep the weight off. And on Oprah, they talked about holding your breath underwater and eventually you have to come up and rise. And that's what happened every single time for me. And so this is not a shortcut drug. It is the only drug that has worked for me. It is the only thing that has worked for me to lose 84 pounds and have amazing blood work. My blood work is impeccable. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so grateful. As a result of taking a GLP-1 medication. I've had to do the behavior modifications, which I love Atkins. I love Weight Watchers. I use Weight Watchers app. I love it. It's how I like to track my food. I love Atkins food. I very much enjoy it. I love fresh fruits and I love fresh vegetables. And I've worked with a dietitian. I'll link her information down below too, a GLP-1 dietitian for that matter, to help change and make those permanent lifestyle changes for physical activity and then also for my eating plan too. But it is not a shortcut. I have put in the work. And my body, it's obesity care management. And for my type 2 diabetics here too, we're talking about Mounjaro, but also there's off-label prescriptions. And now with the FDA approval of Mounjaro for chronic obesity management, I'm lumping in chronic obesity management. Don't get your panties in a wad when I talk about that type 2 diabetics. Some type 2 diabetics get very angry when I talk about that. It's not a shortcut for the chronic obesity management and to help with type 2 diabetes. It is not a shortcut. Obesity is not a moral failing. In fact, we know it's a disease. It is, as much as people did not accept alcoholism as a disease back in the 80s and 90s, and now people are like, oh yeah, alcoholism is a disease. It's not a moral failing. That is what we're going through right now with obesity for chronic obesity management. This is not a shortcut. It is one of the treatment pieces, one of the prong pieces in treating chronic obesity management for a treatment plan. So those are my 5 lies, several free resources for you. I've got over 200 plus videos as of right now. I know there'll be more for Mounjaro weight loss, Mounjaro, Zepbound, WEGOVY, GLP-1 medications. CountessofShopping.com, my resource for you of all things free of recipes and injection times and things that have worked well for me, simply my experience, strength, and hope. And then of course my free encouragement group, and I have a weekly newsletter that I send out two times a week as well. A couple of things with my Mounjaro Amazon shopping list. This is not on the list. I actually recommend, the Duke is coming home, so I'm going to speed through these. LMNT electrolytes. I highly recommend these if you're just starting your GLP-1 journey. Dramatically helped me with my side effects. I highly recommend protein drinks, particularly Biocare. They're made for people with TIRZEPATIDE and semaglutide. Folks, it has over 20 grams of protein and is made intentionally for people on GLP-1 medications. Loose skin cream, because I've lost 82 pounds and I have significant loose skin, and I did do intermittent fasting. This is not going to take away my loose skin, but it certainly helps my confidence. A water system, I highly recommend, and I talk more about that on CountessofShopping.com, how I get my water in when I'm not hungry because of the appetite suppression with GLP-1 medications. Magnesium, I absolutely love, and then I have their sleeping supplement. It's non-addictive. It's amazing ingredients in it. I'll link that down below. And of course, protein sources. Because it's getting to be hot outside, I absolutely love my Ninja ice cream maker. I've got recipes on CountessofShopping.com. I will link my favorite one down below. And then I use that in conjunction, of course, with Biocare too. I have discounts for most everything I just talked about. So those are all linked down below as I've gone through this 15-month journey. Take my experience, strength, and hope and use it for yourself. My sweet friends, let me know in our group. We're going to continue this dialogue. Of course, here on YouTube as well, if you have questions off of this as well, or if you think of other lies that you've heard, I would love to see those in the comments too. And we do a special thing here at Countess of Shopping. It's emojis. Today's emoji is actually going to be a dog. And that will signal to me, it's like the bat signal going up that you've made it this far in the video. And also it will help me to get to know you better by seeing your username over and over. And number 3, I will pray for you. I will pray for you. If you don't believe in prayer, I will uplift you in positive thoughts. For me, this being a source of positivity and to be a vessel of encouragement is really, like, that's the whole reason why I'm here. It's the whole reason why I'm taking time away from my hot husband and my sweet 8-year-old, the Duke. and my own weight loss journey and go walking right now, which I'm going to go do. I'm going to go get my 3 miles in for my physical activity. That's my accountability for myself here too. For accountability, what are you doing today? Tell me in the comments to move you closer to your health goals or weight loss goals. Let me help you hold you accountable too. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and go check out all of my free resources, including my Mounjaro weight loss success checklist down in the description link below. Bye, sweet friends. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.